Welcome! You're now in the den with Dr. Jenn, a safe and comfortable place to explore female sexuality from a myriad of perspectives and to start thinking about sexuality outside the box. Our den chat topic today, female sexual dysfunction. What is it and why is it such a hot topic? I have to admit, I've waited a bit of time before delving into this hot topic because there's just so much out there about it these days. It's become quite a label to put on women and women's sexuality, which I find incredibly frustrating. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we're having more public dialogue about female sexuality, but in a lot of ways, I still feel like it's making women wrong for how they experience their sexuality, imposing a male standard of sexuality on women, and offering up drugs as the solution. Okay, so what's the issue? There is a statistic that is thrown around quite often that 43% of American women suffer from a sexual dysfunction. But this simple fact is just loaded with misinformation. Just because a woman states in a survey that she had a problem in the past year with some aspect of sexual activity that some researchers define as pertinent to healthy sexual functioning, then all of a sudden she's labeled sexually dysfunctional. Just because she's identified a problem as defined by the survey doesn't mean she's experienced that in any unsatisfactory or dysfunctional way. And maybe if women are dissatisfied with their sexual lives, perhaps it's because the questions that are being asked and the approach taken to sex doesn't resonate with them in a deeper level and in a way that stimulates their interest. So this information has been misused, and many women end up feeling inadequate and to blame for their own low libido. Low compared to what? Now, I don't want to imply here that there aren't some solid concerns for some women. Absolutely. There could be side effects from medications such as birth control or antidepressants, physical and emotional trauma that's led to your mind and body shutting down, self-esteem issues that get in the way, stress and a busy schedule, and just general communication and intimacy problems. But my issue is the way that this information, misrepresented in the media and taken over by marketing, now defines our reality about the issue. And now it's become easier for many women to label and define what is wrong with themselves sexually than it is for them to define what a sexually healthy and happy sexual life looks like to them. And a life that is on their own terms, and not what they've been repeatedly told is or isn't appropriate sexual activity and thoughts for them. Whew! Okay, thanks for letting me stand up on the gorilla soapbox for that one. Sexual fun fact number 69. What do candles, wine, music, and incense have in common? Well, besides being used in sexually romantic situations to create the mood, they are also often used in religious worship and rituals. I think it's fascinating that candles, incense, flowers, wine, music, dancing, special foods, words of comfort, words of love, and laying on of the hands all have overlap as ritualized behavior and symbols between sexual and spiritual. Perhaps both activities are actually attempting to tap into the same higher consciousness in individuals. The Den recommend. That sexual fun fact was actually based on information from a new book out by Dr. Gina Ogden called The Heart and Soul of Sex. I just finished running a fabulous 6-week women's book group digging into this book and delving into our own brands of spiritual sexuality. This book is a really nice balance of nationwide research, Gina's personal experience and sex therapy practice, exercises you can do, and redefining and re-envisioning spiritual sexuality. It is a great tool for validation and advice, and she's really down to earth, honest, and compassionate. And I wanted to share with you the opening lines to Gina's book. Isn't there more to sex than this? This is what nearly every woman coming into my therapy office really wants to know. Whatever her presenting problem, there's an ultimate longing for connection and meaning in sexual experiences. For more than intercourse, more than genital foreplay, more than, was it good for you? But in this culture, it's difficult for most of us to think about sex in a meaningful way, let alone talk about what we truly want. Our national conversation about sex is mostly limited to performance issues, such as intercourse, orgasm, scoring, and who does what with whom how many times a week. Thank you, Gina. Awesome book. And if you have any questions or comments about reclaiming your sexuality, visit me at DrJennsDen.com or email me at Jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. So go out there, trust in your sexuality, and be kind to yourself.
Yeah, she used to make walking sticks and sex toys out of wood.
Really? Ooh, you gotta make sure you sand that down pretty well, huh?